The setting sun dropped behind the mountain at my back, slightly easing the heat of summer as I slipped down the forested crest of the ridgeline. Though I remained far enough inside the tree line to remain shrouded from sight, I kept an eye on the lone figure patrolling the pedestrian bridge that spanned both lanes of I-68 to the man-made mountain pass below. On the far side of the cement walkway lay the Sidling Hill Welcome Center, the scenic rest stop which currently housed a band of highwaymen who'd been blockading this route along the Appalachian Mountains of Maryland and taking their toll in theft, rape, and murder on anyone seeking to travel through. The bandits' iron grip on this pass ended tonight. They just didn't know it yet. Shifting through the trees unnoticed was easy enough with the stealth training my employer had provided, and only the sound of my feet swishing through the grassy undergrowth marked my passage as I navigated farther down the slope. The heavily forested southern side of the cut above the parking lot for the eastbound side of the interstate covered my approach, though I cautiously slowed my descent each time the guard reached the far end of the bridge and walked back in my direction. Nothing in the man's status gave me cause for alarm, since we'd already scouted the bandits' position. No significant threats were found, so my boss had agreed that we could dispatch the bandits and made the call to engage. I reached the end of the walkway and ducked beneath it, listening carefully for footsteps until the guard turned to patrol back across the bridge once more. Leaning out from beneath the walkway, I scanned the back of the man with the large rifle as he ambled toward the visitor center on the far side of the pass. David Moore, Rifleman, Level 44. HP, 520 out of 520. MP, 440 out of 440. Go. The silent command from my employer over party chat propelled me into motion, the system communication unheard by anyone else in the vicinity. Her diplomatic contact class skill more closely resembled telepathy than talking out loud, and transmitted far more securely than any radio transmission. With one hand grabbing the top of the chain-link fence, I vaulted silently onto the walkway, landing lightly on the paved surface and summoning my knife into my hand as I accelerated into a sprint at the marksman's exposed back. Along with providing a passive durability boost to my equipment, quality over quantity, one of the Tier 3 class skills I'd unlocked at level 31, had finally granted me the opportunity to declare a personal weapon. Rather than opt for one of the plethora of pistols I tended to use, or something flashier like a sword, I'd selected a trusty combat knife. The straight-spined, 7-inch blade now filling my grip ended in a slight concave clip point with a sharpened swage. The matte finish on the blackened material completed the deadly appearance of the weapon and made it ideal for stealthy wet work. And, most importantly, it would never run out of ammo. A recall enchantment imbued into the soul-bound weapon was a part of its very essence. It allowed me to summon the knife directly into my hand at any time, so now I truly never would go anywhere without a knife. My high agility boosted my stealth, and the rifleman never heard my approach as I sprang onto his back. The weight of my tackle carried the guard to the ground as I slashed my knife through his neck with Rend activated. The active class skill inflicted a bleeding effect on foes damaged by my weaponry, and only exacerbated the fatal wound left by my blade. The guard's loosely held rifle tumbled free as we crashed to the ground, and it clattered away until it slid to rest against the chain-link fence that enclosed either side of the pedestrian walkway. Even with his windpipe and both arteries severed, neck cut back to the bone, the bandit guard still tried to push himself up. Damn video game bullshit. My free hand grabbed a fistful of greasy hair and yanked back before I plunged the knife into his exposed throat once again. Hot blood splashed over my blade